There are big incentives. There are big grants available for companies who want to do their first in human trial in Australia. Notionally, you don't even need to make it to GMP to go into human, right? And the regulatory bar to what you need to submit is a lot lower. The trade-offs are you are punting down the road a little bit your GMP manufacturing requirements, indeed sometimes challenges. But the key thing is that's often understated by having lived through this, is that actually you have to find a PI in a clinic who's willing to take the responsibility and accountability for dosing that IMP in a human. And different PIs have different expectations. That PI is never going to do a full-on QA audit of a site. And at the time I was working for a different company based in France. But what he ended up having to do is send him all of our SOPs and then actually line up a day-long telecom where at random he just said, right, explain this, how do you do that? And it was very much hands-on to reassure that PI in that Australian clinic that what we were going to be sending to him was appropriate to be dosed in humans. So it requires actually feet on the ground, working with that PI a lot more closely than you typically do, certainly in the UK. So there's a question.
Also add to that, I think you're absolutely right with the Australian route. So obviously most people, they go through that or look into it, of course.
Yeah.
But there are quite many issues, as you say. First of all, you may also, just move or postpone some of the pain points later on, because having those packages in phase 1, it's not necessarily bad. It'll make it easier maybe for phase 2. I think the grants also, I think that's a very big incentive for many, but it's not really granted that you will get them. So it's our impression that the model is a bit shaky.
Yeah.
It's not certain you will get it.
Yeah.
It really depends on so many factors, and I know it has also been exploited, that route, so the government is also looking into it.
Yeah, and absolutely, and definitely it benefited us. We actually ended up putting people out there on boots on the ground to help facilitate that application. Actually having a company registered in Australia as well, that all has to be set up actually to exploit that aspect. Totally agreed, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really popular conversation with team members. Who wants to go to Australia for a fortnight, right?
I have to take the discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. It needs to be face to face, right? Yeah. But
there's a question, John.
Back to Mads' comments about VAT. It's something that we in our business don't really like to bother about, right? No. But it is a challenge when we ship into the UK. So do you assist your clients in that? Are you import of record? How is that managed?
That's a great question. I'll defer to John on that.